Oh my gosh, bronies. That episode was awesome. The Fault in Our Cutie Marks has just come out, and I absolutely loved it. I know that's pretty common to say when it comes to most Cutie Mark Crusaders episodes, especially uh, considering it's after season 5 and all. But let me just tell you, this one is absolutely brilliant. It's full of energy, full of life. It introduces an incredibly likable new character, and it goes over a message that isn't really talked about often in children's shows, but one that I absolutely appreciate. Let's get to the story. The CMC, Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo all happen to show up at the Cutie Mark Clubhouse to find out that a griffin named Gabby, or Gabriella, played by Erin Matthews, seeks to get her own Cutie Mark. Now, the Cutie Mark Crusaders have no idea if griffins can get their own Cutie Marks, as none have happened in recorded history, but they try to help out Gabby when it comes to finding her purpose in life. And that's basically the story. The whole story is helping Gabby find her purpose in life. And even though the story is a bit thin, I get more or less why that is. Because this episode's full of energy, and Gabby herself is an incredibly likable character. Initially, she seems like the typical overly enthusiastic fangirl character who has nothing but praise to say for the Crusaders, but you really do like her throughout most of the episode, mainly because Erin Matthews does a great vocal performance as Gabby, and it's nice to see a griffin for once who's nice and has no crankiness or grumpiness or greed to her at all. That was one of the problems I had with the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone, which ironically this episode happens to reference. Gabby really is a character that reminds me of me when I'm at a Legend of Korra or Avatar convention. I just get incredibly excited. I have nothing but praise to say for most of the voice actors I meet. Heck, I even totally fangirled over Janet Varney when I saw her at Atacon. So Gabby sort of felt relatable to me. But at the same time, Gabby tries to help in any way she can, and she's very humble in the way that she helps others. So I do like a lot of aspects of her character. Also, it's nice to see the Crusaders continuing with their duties that they've done since the episode On Your Marks. As we actually do see the pony they helped in On Your Marks in a cameo appearance, and we see that the Crusaders' purpose of helping others find their purpose has been going over very well. I knew them getting their Cutie Marks wouldn't be the end of their role in the series, and I'm glad to still see them going. Not only that, but there's another excellent song in this episode, and Daniel Ingram must just love to work for the show at this point, considering this song, which is called Find Your Purpose, is really inspirational. In a similar fashion to the song Hearts as Strong as Horses, the song is very upbeat, very catchy, and it happens to have a lot of inspirational lyrics. The instrumentation is very flowing. Erin Matthews does a great job with the singing voice. Not only is her speaking voice energetic, but her singing voice isn't half bad either. And of course, Madeline Peters, Claire Corlett, and Michelle Krieber do a great job as the Crusaders in both singing and speaking roles. There also are quite a few cameos from other background characters and side characters of the show that I believe that a lot of people will appreciate, such as Bulk Biceps and a personal favorite of mine, Zecora. The message of the episode is ultimately one where it turns out Gabby learns a very hard lesson that she didn't think she could learn, but the way she handles the lesson, which I won't spoil it for you because that would take spoiling the ending, but the lesson that's taught here is actually very well handled, and the way Gabby handles it is very admirable. I figured Gabby would just act like a typical fangirl and she'd get overly depressed in the way that, in a similar fashion, how she was overly excited when she was with the Crusaders. But she actually took it in a way that's very maturely, and even though the way she handles her disappointment with her not being able to get a Cutie Mark, she handles it in a way that I wouldn't personally handle it, but it's in a way that doesn't harm anybody. You can tell she's just a really excitable griffin who wants the best for everyone, and that includes the Crusaders. And it's nice to see callbacks to the various episodes, such as On Your Marks and The Lost Treasure of Griffinstone, where it turns out Gabby was around for the events of the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone, and apparently she knows Gilda, which makes me wonder if Mirka Hendricks does reappear, maybe Gabby and Gilda will be friends. I mean, maybe they are friends, and maybe we can get some cool interactions between them. I don't know. It's just some thoughts for a future episode. So yeah, as you can probably tell, I absolutely love this episode. The writing is spot on, the song is catchy, the message is very well done, and this episode has some of the most overly eager fangirling from Twilight Sparkle and Gabby herself that I can possibly imagine. But I wouldn't expect anything less from an episode like this. So, as you can probably tell, this episode is an A rank for me. I give it a 9 out of 10. I hope Gabby comes back for another episode. And Aaron Matthews, if you honestly want to come back to the show and voice some more characters, I am all for it. See you next time.